is to see what people were talking about afterward. Kind of when you're walking out of the theater down the hallway and they're like, oh, that was really interesting, or oh, that could never happen, things like that. And that's the part I would miss if it didn't come out into a theater near me, as they say.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, I have attended some screenings of it, and I can tell you that the feeling is generally people have their mind blown in the very best way. I think it tickles the imagination, but it does so with data-driven facts, and I think that that's a nice combination to appeal to your imagination and to conceive of what might be possible, but to present it to you based on extrapolations from existing data, from science that is. And so it's a remarkable combination. It's a very powerful effect.
Well, and I wanted to mention again, being on the topic of celebrities, Hollywood, media exposure, and how things are perceived, the fact that many people within the life extension community, many advocates who would like to see more research into anti-aging and cure diseases and extend life, many people think the key is getting a hold of some A-list celebrities or some big-time producers or people in Hollywood with money that would be like the turning point, so that would get society moving in one direction toward life extension. And do you think that is a realistic method of realistic place to put our energies? People who are concerned about the extended lifespan.
Yes.
You think it is realistic?
I think it definitely can't hurt. I think that definitely the media does two things. It reflects culture, but it also creates culture. And I think that for life extension, this idea of embracing technology philosophically as a means to overcome our limitations, like to put it out there, not just to let it happen passively, but to say, yeah, this is what we do. We use technology. We extend our limitations. To turn that into a creed and an anthem, I think it needs to become part of culture, part of pop culture. And for that, we need films like Transcendent Man to be really successful, and maybe Hollywood will make some fictitious scenario in which man uncovers a serum that leads to longer life, and they make some contemporary character-driven drama about it, and it wins some awards, and it gets the conversation started, and then the New York Times will write a compelling piece about it, and then you just make the conversation mainstream.
Oh, okay. So you think there is a receptive audience then within the media landscape and some of the bigger time media companies, A-list stars, some of them would be receptive toward screenplays or art or film that is based on, say, radical life extension?
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, there was a script that was going around town, and I think it was 2008, and it was actually called The Immortalist, but that's singular, not plural. And The Immortalist was going to be directed by this guy Bennett Miller, who directed Capote, and you can find articles about it from 2008, and they kept saying that it was a contemporary character-driven drama about life extension. So it was going to be probably, who knows, about like a Aubrey de Grey type figure, and it was going to be a whole film. And for some reason, I don't know if it was just shelved or put into development, but I haven't heard any more news about it. But it was going to be like a mainstream A-list Hollywood movie about it.
Sure. Okay. Well, hey, that's great to hear that those scripts are making the rounds. And I wanted to just pause here for a second and remind the audience that if you do have any questions tonight, just send them in the text chat for me, and I will relay them to Jason Silva, our guest tonight. Jason Silva of Current TV. Just trolling around the internet, doing a little background research on our guest tonight, I did notice that Jason Silva is listed as an advisor at the Lifeboat Foundation website, and I would just want to bring up that topic with you here tonight. What would you say what your job is with Lifeboat as far as your expertise in producing art, producing programming, film, as far as protecting humanity goes within that framework? How would you advise Lifeboat to as far as safeguarding humanity goes?
Yeah, well, I think again, because I'm an artist and I'm in the media and I'm a filmmaker, I think that they brought me along to be somebody that might offer some advice from the perspective of telling good stories, and even, making some contribution towards saving humanity in the face of potential disasters, I still think you need to tell good stories. I wrote an article in the Huffington Post recently called "Science Needs to Bring Sexy Back" that you can find online.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah. And that article is basically a transcript of a speech that I gave at the Humanity Plus conference in Irvine, where I spoke about the importance of art direction to make science and technology elicit a sense of awe and wonder out of people. And I was, again, the representative for the arts and entertainment section of that Humanity Plus conference. So really, you could call me somebody that represents the media and the artistic community in a way, or as a member of that community. My humble contribution is how to take these ideas and just turn them into emotionally transforming stories.
Okay, so Lifeboat, is all about safeguarding humanity from some of the biggest threats that could be out there, possibly existential threats, let's say. And you were kind of brought along to help them communicate what these threats would be through whatever type of production. Okay.
I was put on their email list. Yeah.
Sure, and an audience question did come in. I just want to mention we have Jason here for a few more minutes, so if you do have some questions, be sure to get them in now. One person did ask about life extension themed programming on current TV itself. Now, I have to admit I don't have it on my cable channel, so I don't know all of the shows that are on there except yours. What is that? Still Up? Mm-hmm. It's called? Okay.
Yeah.
The late night one. And I just want to know, is current TV receptive toward more life extension type programming? I'm not familiar with how people pitch shows on that network.
Well, Current has pioneered this idea of short documentaries, and so they're kind of like trying to celebrate alternative media and find new ways of telling stories and encouraging citizen journalists out there and sort of people that are into making their own user-generated content to contribute and to submit stuff via the website. So it ends up being a reflection of what people want to make videos about. So certainly I was interested in life extension. As a host on the network, I was able to make my own segment about it, thus the immortalist was born. Sure. But certainly I've seen a lot of pieces about science and technology and the impact of technology on culture. We've dedicated entire hours of programming to the impact of technology on culture, and certainly I've talked about the Methuselah Foundation. I've talked about Transcendent Man. I've talked about the TED Conference. It's a place to celebrate big ideas. I've talked about Kurzweil a lot. I've talked about Aubrey de Grey a lot. So really, we've done hours about the impact of technology and culture, which is sort of a more broad topic than just life extension, but certainly within those hours, whenever I had the opportunity to mention my interest in specific areas of it, that definitely came through.
So you would say any aspiring filmmakers out there that want to produce a little short documentary about life extension or what their involvement is, they could submit it to the website at Current TV, and you never know.
Yeah. You can go to current.com. You can go to I think a section called Upload or Make Video, and there's on-screen instructions to tell you how you can get involved. And I would also encourage everybody to, besides Current, take advantage of all the platforms. Vimeo, YouTube, that doesn't even have a barrier of entry.
They don't.
Get all your stuff up there, and never underestimate the power of making content available to the world,
Sure. Now, you've been talking about your life extension-related content, and it's one of your big interests out there. And I was just wondering if you had anything in the works that you wanted to tease tonight. Any programming for Current TV or any little short films that you're working on currently with that type of technological theme or life extension theme that you wanted to promote tonight?
Sure. There's nothing confirmed yet, but I definitely would love to profile Singularity University in the very near future. It's something that I have spoken to them about. I guess we're just waiting for the right time to do it. And I would also love to, I don't know if you guys are familiar with an author called Pat Kane. He wrote a book called The Play Ethic, and he's a very interesting futurist that talks about the power of play, the power of imagination, in our future, in our upcoming futuristic societies where we're sort of going to have all this technological capacity to make our dreams come true in a way. And I'd like to sort of use his that specific lens that he talks about and talk about how living longer will give us opportunities for all new forms of play, which I'm fascinated by.
And what is the title of that again?
The Play Ethic.
The Play Ethic. Oh, okay.
Yeah, by Pat Kane.
Well, yeah, sounds pretty interesting. Okay, lastly, any other work that you're up to